I figure, get out of there. It's been a while since I've done a state of the fleet. Might as well go ahead. The Audi's been asking me for an oil change for a while now, so I figured I'll go ahead and do that. I don't remember what size bit this little skid plate thingy takes. I hate these stupid things. I see the reason for them, but man, they are a pain, especially when you got to pull it just to change your oil. I don't remember what size bit this thing takes. I went ahead and grabbed them all. Come on, you. Hey, that one took that size. There's about 40 billion of these speed nuts and little studs under here. I went ahead and took the liberty of leaving most of them out. That way it's a lot easier to get this thing off. And did you count how many that was? And where's the plug at? Why do I always turn it that direction? Stupid, 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 stupid. I change the oil on this thing once a year, if that. That right there is the oil filter. It's one of them weird European things. Now I went ahead and grabbed every wrench I had in metric. Of course, none of them are going to be right. Ay, mother of. What monkey put this thing on? Is it the right one? Engine, yes. There we go. I don't normally put stuff on that tight. Now these fancy European cars got that doodad there. And they make a special tool to relieve that pressure. Else you are not getting that thing off of there. Of course, I don't have that special tool. If you ever run across one of these funky, fancy European style vehicles, what got that little nipple, blow the pressure off just by pushing in on it with a screwdriver. Then she'll come right off. And I went ahead and broke out the Mexican micrometer, which isn't big enough. Fortunately, got the American micrometer. I broke out the old Hole Illuminator 5000 here. I'll stick it up in there and have a look, make sure the gasket came off. Make sure everything looks kind of okay. And it does. This little guy here is kind of genius, kind of gross. Hush, dog. This is the engine oil filter. I don't know how many manufacturers use this method. It's pretty neat. You got your paper element. If you want to inspect the health of your engine, you don't got to cut the silly thing open. Ooh, that's full of grit and gunk. It's less waste because you're not throwing a metal can away. Just a paper filter, which is all that's in a regular filter anyway, or a canister filter. Just a bit of pain in the butt to get it off of there because it is pressurized, and if you don't push that little nipple in to bleed the pressure off, you are not getting this joker off. I've tried. I'm going to clean this thing up, put a new filter in it, and cram it back in, and slap it back in the car. Once you figure these fancy late model European cars out, They're a cinch. So figuring them out, that's the learning curve. It's almost like changing the oil on the Ford. There's always something right in the way of the drain plug, so the oil doesn't just drip right out. It's always got to hit something and go all over the place. Well, I fell into prison around 2:45, and I found in my cell a glass waiting for me. So I filled what was empty, and I pulled up a stool, and he stood in the corner. The old devil wouldn't move. Oh man, my alignment's out again. I need to quit going around corners like my hair's on fire. Oh well. You know, I could tell you the real reason why this thing's only retained by 4 little fasteners when it's got room for a gajillion of them. But then it'd make it look like I didn't know what I was doing. It doesn't flap in the breeze and make any noise. So I'm cool with that. There. Oil be done. Might look like a lot of tools for a simple oil change, but I really only used a couple. T something, Torx bit, flathead screwdriver, vice grips, 19 mil. Everything else I just grabbed because I couldn't remember what I needed, because once a year. That's all it wants. That's all it wants from me, so I don't mind it. It's running like a top. On to the next one. That's got timing issues. I'm going to let it warm up to operating temperature, which is normally for it's around 195, 200 give or take. Then I'll put a light on it. I'm going to take it from around 10 degrees to about 12. And maybe that'll fix some of my wanting to hesitate issues. While we're waiting on that, let's talk about the rest of the fleet. This little guy, everything's fine with it except for the transmission, and both back doors don't open anymore. Haven't found anything on how to fix that yet, but get in it, drove it, we'll drive it, we'll keep going. Next, Uncajesse is being Uncajesse. Transmission's still, transmission's fine. Transmission's dandy. I think the flywheel needs resurfacing, but I took that out to a car show a couple weekends ago. So she moves, she runs. It's not a lot of fun because hate to say it, but I think I want to put an automatic in it. It's been a couple minutes. Let's go see where our temp is. Oh, she's warm. Oh, she's warm. Hook match. Let's grab my light. 1/2-inch wrench, time this thing. Pull the vacuum line off, crimp it shut, get it out of the way. Cheap timing light. At this point, you're not going to be able to hear me. Put it at closer to 15, a little over 15. My marks aren't accurate because of the way I put this thing together. Shouldn't have messed with the timing to start with, I suppose. But can't just leave well enough alone. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. Shut the hood. See if that did me any good. Most times the issue is when the truck's cold, which it is not. So I don't know if doing this can have any impact at all, so I'll try to drive it when it's cold. Let's go for a ride anyway. Not exactly what I'd call quiet. She is cozy. It's like sitting in a big old recliner. Heck yeah, I love this truck. No telling how much gas I just used, but man, that was fun. It's not even breaking the tires loose. It just hunkers down and goes. Let's get this pig back in the garage. There were some deerses frolicking out in the woods, only I wouldn't call it frolicking. I'd call it Twitter painting. This has been moved about 2 inches. It's a tight fit getting this thing in the garage. Tight fit. And I have to fold the mirrors in, and I couldn't see. And throttle was being twitchy. And yeah, about 10 inches worth of rubbing, and I almost pulled the bumper off trying to get it back out. It's the first time I've done that in a long time. Actually, I've never done it getting in and out of this garage. It's the first time I've actually hit something hard enough to hurt something. Be alright though. That's my fleet update. Took care of a couple little maintenance things. Drove the Bronco, had some fun. That's all we got for today. Thanks for watching. You guys have a good one.